Have you ever wondered, when the body of a loved one returns to the earth, where do they truly go? Is life only a limited journey between one birth and one death, or is it a deeper, endless stream that keeps flowing, again and again through new forms? Does rebirth exist? This question is as old as the first tear and the first smile of humankind. Today let us walk together into this mystery, exploring it through the light of science and spirituality, psychology and the Upanishads, Buddha and Osho. Let us understand the mystery of life and death. Life and death. Two words that appear so simple, yet carry infinite depth. Since the dawn of civilization, the very first question humankind has asked is, who am I, and what happens after death? The Upanishads answered with great courage, the soul is never born, nor does it ever die. It is not created, nor does it ever cease to be. The soul does not take birth, nor does it perish. It only changes its garment, just as we change our clothes. Buddha offered another perspective. He said, where there is life, there is impermanence. Everything changes, each moment is new. Yet consciousness itself is a pure stream, flowing without end. Buddha described rebirth as the continuity of karma. Just as one candle can light another, the first flame may go out, but the next continues in its glow. Now pause for a moment and reflect. Could our consciousness be like such a flame? Modern neuroscience tells us that the brain is a container of memories and experiences. Airplay of neurons, chemicals, and electrical signals creates what we call the self. But the question arises, is consciousness merely a product of neurons or something more? Science has not yet found the answer. Yet there is something fascinating. When people undergo a near-death experience, many describe it like this. I left my body and entered the light. Time, body, and the world all dissolved behind me. Some scientists call this the brain's final flicker, but for those who return, the experience is so real, so transformative, that they are never the same again. There is something else, unseen yet deeply felt. Imagine a radio. As long as it is intact, music flows through it. If the radio breaks, does the music die? No, the music waves still exist in the air. The radio was only a medium. Could our body also be just such a radio? And consciousness, the wave that never ends? The mystery of life can also be seen through the image of a lamp. From one lamp, 1,000 others may be lit. Even if the first lamp goes out, the flames continue. In the same way, this body may perish, but the flame of consciousness continues its journey, shining anew. Death is not the end of life, it is life's deepest mystery. One who understands death knows that life never truly ends. Why do we fear death? Because we believe it means the end of everything. But this very belief is our greatest mistake. Death is not the end, it is a transformation. The Upanishads tell us, just as a person puts on new garments, leaving the old ones behind, so too the soul takes on a new body, leaving the old one. So death is not destruction, it is change. Like the seasons, after winter, spring arrives. Can we say that the end of winter is the end of everything? No, it is the preparation for the next cycle. We fear death because we have not lived fully. Unfinished dreams, unfulfilled desires, incomplete loves remain within us. We think that when death comes, all will be taken away. The fear of death arises only because you have not lived deeply. For the one who has lived deeply, death is nothing but rest. In truth, death is as natural as birth. It is not an enemy. It is life's greatest teacher. If we accept death, we can live each moment more fully. The mystery of science and death. Modern science also agrees death is only the end of the body, but the enigma of consciousness remains unsolved. Studies on near-death experiences show that many people on the edge of death report leaving the body, seeing light and entering profound peace. Such experiences are so powerful that those who return lose their fear of death. Psychology calls this a transformative experience. Death and Sleep Buddha compared death to sleep. And each morning you awaken renewed. So see death as a greater sleep, a deep rest, after which the soul awakens again in new form with new experiences. Imagine a musician playing a veena. Music flows, then falls silent. Is silence the end of music? No, silence was always there. Music simply appeared for a while. In the same way, the soul is eternal silence, and life is its music. When death comes, the music ceases, but silence remains. The real message of death. What is death truly teaching us? If we understand that death is not the end, then we begin to live each moment more deeply. Our relationships become more authentic, our love more generous, our lives more peaceful, because we know that time is precious. Death whispers to us, "You have only this moment, live it fully." Today, the question of rebirth is no longer confined to saints and mystics. Modern science, too, has slowly begun to look toward this mystery, because experiences and evidence have emerged that are difficult to dismiss as mere imagination. One of the most important contributions comes from the research of Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist at the University of Virginia in the 20th century. He studied thousands of children around the world who spoke of their past lives, the villages they lived in, the names they carried, the marriages they had, and even the details of their deaths. The most astonishing discovery was that when researchers visited those places and families, many of the children's accounts proved to be true. Some children even carried birthmarks or physical traits that matched the injuries from their previous deaths. After Stevenson, his student Dr. Jim Tucker continued the research, documenting hundreds of cases, children who spoke of plane crashes, wars, or accidents that were later verified historically. In India, Sri Lanka, and Tibet, rebirth is not merely a belief but a lived reality, supported by countless stories that challenge even the most skeptical minds. In India, for example, a young girl in Uttar Pradesh described her previous family and village in vivid detail. When researchers investigated, they found that the family existed exactly as she described, and her accounts of relationships and events were verified. Some children recounted their previous deaths with such precision that their listeners were moved to tears. "I drowned in a well. I died in a fire." And astonishingly, their bodies often bore birthmarks corresponding to those very wounds. In Sri Lanka, numerous documented cases emerged. Within Buddhist culture, rebirth is natural, so families listen carefully when children speak of past lives. Often these children are too young to have attended school, yet they describe faraway villages, dialects, and families with such accuracy that later investigations confirm their claims. In Tibet, rebirth is woven into the very fabric of tradition. High spiritual masters, including the Dalai Lama, are recognized through reincarnation. When a master passes away, monks search for the next incarnation through meditation, signs, and visions. Astonishingly, the chosen children often reveal memories and details that align with the lives of their former selves. One striking pattern in both India and Tibet is this. Sometimes children, upon seeing a place or object, suddenly exclaim, "This is my home, this is my mother, this was my toy." Even when the location is completely unfamiliar to them, investigations reveal that their words are true. Is this not what we sometimes feel as déjà vu? This has happened before. I have been here before. Could it be a glimpse into our past lives? These cases have challenged science. How can children provide such accurate information? Is it mere coincidence? Is it the collective unconscious at play? Or is it true evidence of the soul's journey? Though science has yet to offer a final answer, the cases of India, Sri Lanka, and Tibet show that reincarnation is not only a matter of faith, but also of experience and evidence. And that is what makes it so compelling. For each case quietly asks us, have I been here before and will I come again? Psychology and the subconscious. Modern psychology does not openly affirm reincarnation, yet it acknowledges the vast and mysterious power of the subconscious. Past life regression therapy has revealed people recalling scenes and events that do not belong to their present lives. Are these only suppressed imaginations or true memories of past lives? The mystery remains: near-death experiences and the question of consciousness. Research into near-death experiences has also opened new doors. Many people who came close to death reported, "We rose out of our bodies, watched ourselves from above, and moved toward a radiant light." In some cases, patients accurately described events in the operating room while they were clinically dead. Such accounts challenge science to ask, is consciousness limited to the brain or does it exist beyond it? Quantum physics and consciousness. Some scientists suggest that consciousness may be linked to the quantum realm. Quantum mechanics teaches us that energy is never destroyed. It only changes form. Could consciousness also be a form of energy flowing from one body to another? Science may not yet have the final answer, but one truth is clear. The mystery of consciousness is deeper than we currently understand. Perhaps in the future, the union of science and spirituality will reveal where the journey of the soul begins and how far it extends. So does rebirth truly exist? This question is as ancient as human consciousness itself. The Upanishads say, the soul is eternal. It merely changes garments. In the Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, just as a person puts on new clothes after discarding the old, so does the soul take on a new body after leaving the old. The Buddha called it the wheel of samsara, a ceaseless flow of birth and death, through which consciousness keeps moving toward new experiences. Modern science does not yet have the final word, but the memories of children, the visions in regression therapy, and even hints from quantum physics all suggest that consciousness is not bound to the brain alone. Quantum theory tells us energy is never destroyed, only transformed. Might the soul also be a form of energy, flowing from one body to another, like electricity lighting many bulbs, while itself remaining unchanged? Imagine, birth and death are like dreams. One dream ends, another begins, but the dreamer remains the same. Or see it this way, the soul is an actor, taking on new roles in each life. Now a king, now a beggar, now a teacher, now a student. The roles change, the actor remains. The Sufi mystics said, our meetings, our loves, our separations, these are not of this life. They are part of an ancient dance of souls. Kabir sang, the clay says to the potter, why do you tread upon me? The day will come when I will tread upon you. A reminder that forms keep changing, but existence itself continues. So is rebirth real? Perhaps the answer is both yes and no. Yes, because the soul is immortal, taking countless forms. No, because in the ultimate truth, there is no birth and no death at all. There is only eternal consciousness, experiencing itself in many ways. This answer cannot be found in books, nor in science, nor in logic. It is found only in experience. When you sit in meditation, when you turn inward, you may suddenly realize, I was never born. I will never die. I am the witness, eternal, silent, free. Not a riddle to be solved, but an invitation to recognize your timeless consciousness. Now, gently close your eyes. Pause for a moment. Imagine yourself as the boundless sky. Within you, clouds drift. Thoughts, memories, desires, fears, even birth and death. Sometimes heavy, sometimes light, sometimes stormy, but the sky itself remains vast, silent, untouched. You are that sky. Within you the body is born, grows old, and fades. But you, pure awareness, are never touched by birth or death. The Upanishads whisper, Neti, Neti. Not this, not that. You are not the body, nor the mind, nor the thought. You are the silence in which all of this comes and goes. The moment you recognize the witness within, death disappears. So if someone asks you, does rebirth exist? Smile gently and say, the wave does not vanish, it returns to the ocean. For the truth is this, we do not come from somewhere, nor do we go anywhere. We rise and dissolve like waves upon the sea. When this truth sinks into the heart, the fear of death dissolves. Every moment becomes a gift. Life itself becomes a celebration. So now, take a deep breath. Feel the boundless sky within you. Remember, you are not the wave, but the ocean. Not the dream, but the dreamer. Not death, but eternal life. And in that recognition, words fall silent, and silence embraces you.